It's the Weekly Weekend Wrap-Up presented by Joe's Board. I'm Joe, and I'm sure you're all confused. Well, let me explain. First of all, I realized that because I've named the show Joe's Board and my channel, I've created an umbrella, like I said I would, that I could do different things. So during football season, I've decided that instead of packing like everything into an hour that I know none of you are going to listen to all the way through. I mean, I know some of y'all barely listen all the way through now. Um, but instead of cramming everything into an hour that I know nobody's going to listen to, I'm going to do at least two episodes. So every Monday, I'm going to record, and it'll probably come out Tuesday. The weekly weekend wrap up that you just heard, and then I'm going to record Wednesdays and have it out on Thursdays. A pigskin preview. That's all football season. Instead of wasting everybody's time, including mine, I'm just gonna bust it up into the little segments that I'm doing. And if I ran, my goal every episode since I've done this is to kind of keep it between 23 to 30 minutes. But if I get on a rant and I get on a heater, I mean, it's only me talking to me, pretending I'm talking to a bunch of y'all. So, I got to get rid of this chair, guys. I know it's bothering you, and it's definitely bothering me for sure. I got to get a new microphone. I think I'm just gonna order that soon. Uh, talking out loud, little housekeeping. But yeah, welcome to the weekly weekend wrap up, where we wrap up the weekend it was and talk about the things that we talked about on the previous show. So, the week zero recap. I am 1-2 overall on the picks that I chose. Let's start with Farmageddon in Ireland, where Iowa State beat Kansas State 24-21 in a sloppy game. At one point, it rained in Ireland so much that you just couldn't see the lines on the field anymore. You couldn't see the sideline was gone. All the hash marks were gone. It was just a complete shit show. And I'm going to say this in regards to it. I'm not against games in Ireland. I'm not against games in Ireland being week zero. What I am against are games like Farmageddon, who in like 2 years aren't scheduled to play after that. It's one of the longest standing rivalries that have played consecutively, I believe, since 1917. That game, that rivalry, a rivalry like that, I don't care where it is in the country when it comes to college football. That shouldn't be an Ireland game. Georgia Tech, Florida State, perfect Ireland game. Next year, I think it's TCU and North Carolina, perfect Ireland game. Keep the rivalries out of Ireland. I think there's only two more. The only scheduled one after the TCU North Carolina is Pitt, Wisconsin, I believe. So, and also, I think the first game should kick off in America. That's just me. Uh, I got nothing against Ireland. I have come from Irish descent. Uh, I have nothing against playing a regular season game there. A rivalry game like Iowa State and Kansas State, and just shouldn't be there. Should not be the location that you choose for a rivalry called Farmageddon. I might have sounded hyped up last episode, but that was because I had football to talk about. I mean, how can you not get hyped up about talking about football when you haven't had football to talk about in so long? So there's that. That's my take on it. Just sloppy football. I wouldn't really take anything away from either team. Both teams played like ranked teams considering the conditions. Um, just chalk it up to week zero. It's not even a real week. It's week zero. Doesn't it? Not even a real week. You don't play week zero in the NFL, so not a real week. Still counts. The only win that I had on the slate was Kansas opened up their new stadium in a rout of Fresno State. Some are saying that the quarterback for Kansas, Jalen Daniels, not to get confused with Washington Commanders football team Redskin quarterback Jaden Daniels. It's Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels. Kansas. Kansas teams of old, I said they haven't been good in a really, really long time. Kansas teams of old would have let Fresno State hang around. Now, granted, Fresno State, not really that good, aren't the Fresno States that you probably are thinking of when it comes to Fresno State football. But Kansas looked the part, man. They looked the part. They in a Big 12 that's wide open this year. That's wide open. I like what I saw from the Kansas Jayhawks and Hawaii. As time expires, game-winning field goal to, beat Stanford 23-20. Their Japanese kicker who went to a JUCO in Ohio, who learned how to kick on YouTube, by watching YouTube videos, I should say that better. Won it for Hawaii. Stanford is terrible. This is one game you can take away something from. Stanford is god awful. They are just fucking terrible, man. Like, the quarterback is god awful. They ran the ball so much. They could have won this game had they not decided to put the ball in the air at the end and give Hawaii the ball back and do what they did to win the game. Um, just a, just a, I, I should have known, but I bought into the hype. I bought into the Andrew Luck, trying to get the guys going, but it's week 0. We're 1-2 to start off the year. I'm gonna keep track of my picks that I give out on the show. 1-2 to start the year. I'm really excited for the pigskin preview. It's a big jam-packed college football preview picks for week 1. Just probably the longest pigskin preview outside of the NFL one we do next week. But 1-2, week 0, got to get warmed up. Can't wait for the pigskin preview on Thursday. And the only other thing that I have from the weekend that we also talked about, I'll talk Browns and NFL next week. We'll do a whole thing. Tommy Fleetwood finally got over the hump and won his first tournament, which just so happened to be one of the biggest, the Tour Championship. And outside of Tommy finally pulling it off, the whole weekend it was competitive. The golfers showed up all the way through on Sunday, up until the point where it felt like you weren't going to catch Tommy Fleetwood, and everybody just kind of started rooting for him. And that's why like solo sports like golf are cool, because when you have a storyline like that, it's fun to root for a guy like Tommy Fleetwood, who's always come so close but never gotten to the mountaintop up until Sunday. The golf was unreal. The course was unreal. Probably one of the more entertaining golf seasons in recent memory that I can think of. The Ryder Cup in September is going to be awesome. The spin cycle that's another thing I have. Being back in the spin cycle was fantastic. For those of you that are new, or for those of you that don't remember March Madness, I have a zillion TVs set up when I'm watching sports, and I call it the spin cycle because of how my head and my eyes move from television to television when the action is going. So, being back in the spin cycle, even just for a little bit, was awesome. I can't wait for Saturday. It's just gonna rock. Football on all day. But September, when the Ryder Cup starts, on Sunday, I'm gonna have to have way more TVs than I have already for Sunday, because the NFL and we'll have the Ryder Cup going. So that's all I have, man. That was your first weekly weekend wrap up of the football season. Thursday, be on the lookout for the pigskin preview, college football edition. And yeah, man, I told y'all we're back rolling, baby. We're here. Let's go. See you Thursday.